Tax consultants from Deloitte Malaysia believe that Malaysia's Budget 2015 has overall rung a positive note in terms of the Goods and Services Tax or GST. The consumption tax, which will be implemented in April next year, had caused concern for the public, which wanted more clarity on the exemption of certain basic necessities. Deloitte Malaysia's country GST leader, Tan Eng Yew, believes that Budget 2015 has given consumers comfort in two ways. For one, the list of items granted relief from GST is now more specific and has been expanded to include basic items like bread and educational materials. Also, GST will not be imposed on RON95 petrol, diesel and liquid petroleum gas.
For the consumer, we can see that this is positive, right? And the other thing that is comforting from the public point of view is that this traders are indiscriminately raising prices, right? So how's government going to be enforcing this thing, right? So this time around, PM announced that they are enhancing and introducing this measures to and for enforcement, including this GST enforcement unit. They will be enhanced in strength by 2,000 over people. Then they've also got this price monitoring unit, got about 1,000 over people there. And they've also created this consumer squads, right? It seems 200 over 1,000 people have volunteered. Yeah, I think this is very, very good in the sense that, of course, for the government they can do certain things. How many people do they have to enforce, right? So now with consumers being part of this drive to in a sense keep an eye on prices, I think this is excellent. Yeah.
However, DAP MP Tony Phua believes that the expanded exemption list complicates things for the public and businesses.
One of the biggest setbacks of GST is never have exemptions because it will make the entire process very complicated. And it raises the question, why then must you do GST now? If you have to exempt so many items, don't implement GST now. Wait till a time when most of Malaysians are already paying income taxes. Then you can rebalance their income taxes and GST via whatever necessary measures. And at the time when the income inequality is not so big between the rich and the poor. So it is perhaps more advisable for the government to not grant so many exemptions and just postpone GST altogether.
Further, Budget 2015 has not provided details or clarity on the GST mechanism that businesses have been hoping for.
Now, in terms of what was hoped for by, I think, a lot of businesses especially, is the release of the final the GST exempt and zero rating order, right? Which would tell specifically what items will be granted relief. And that was to help the businesses in their preparation. This has not been issued. We hope, of course, that these orders will be released very soon, because we only got about 5 to 6 months left for final implementation.
With the rollout of GST in April 2015, businesses will be pressed for time to prepare for compliance without the necessary details. In the run-up to Budget 2015, many developers had called for residential properties to be zero-rated. This means that while consumers would not have to bear the burden of GST, developers too would not have to absorb the extra tax cost. However, no mention of zero-rated properties were made in the budget.
Zero rating, in the technical terms, zero rating is never an answer, because if you zero rate things, right, it just creates a compliance cost, right? With no benefit to the government at all, right?
I guess you need to see the need by the government to balance its budget by 2020. So the more zero-rated items that is included in the list, then it doesn't make sense to implement GST, because you want to achieve a balanced budget by 2020. So you need to balance between these two objectives.
On that note, Prime Minister Najib Razak said in his speech that Malaysia is on track to reduce its budget deficit to 3.5% by end 2014 and a further 3% by end 2015. Janice Tian, The Edge TV.